right, so we are on day 2 of our first school year, and it has been good. Not first school year. First school year, we're out of the house every day. It has been working pretty well. I have been making breakfasts and lunches in the night before and putting them in labeled boxes for the kids so that they can just grab them in the morning and go. We are getting where we need to get on time. It's actually kind of nice because we do have really thin margins, so we have to get work done at a certain point. I've at this point just kind of worked in the working model, worked out that the early kids, the young kids, are going to be early from 8 to 9:45, and then I need to go pick Jacob up from welding to come home. And then when I get home, I will do the middle children, and the older children are fairly independent with still needing help. I think what I am going to do differently coming up is to have an office hour for my older 3 children because they can work fairly independently, but they do have questions sometimes. So I'm going to have them hold those questions until their office hour so I can help them then, because there tends to be a point in our day where everybody has a question for me, and I can get a little overwhelmed because they're all saying, Mom, Mom, Mom at once. So I am going to try that upcoming. Currently, I am waiting for my 5-year-old to finish his therapy. The kindergartners have been doing well. The twins, they're really working hard and doing well with their letters. And we're going to start some math next week. So it should be a really good week. It's going well. Like I said, it is thin margins. I am worn out. Hannah has decided this week is a good week to do some practicing with her physical development and her mental development as she tries to talk and crawl in the middle of the night, which all of my kids went through the same stage at about this stage in life at about 9, 10 months, where they are really bursting in development. They're really learning so much, and their brain keeps them up so they can practice. But it makes it really tricky for mom, who has been waking up at 5:30 to make sure we get out the door on enough time and is waking at least every hour. So it has been an interesting week. It has been an exhausting week, but it's been a good week. I'm not terribly upset about working hard. It's a good feeling to go to bed really tired and feel like we've accomplished a lot. So the systems that are working for us right now are the lunch system, the having the clothes out and the shoes out and everything the kids need has been really good. And with the boxes, one thing that's been really helpful is that they don't go after as many snacks during the morning because there are already snacks in their box. They really just eat out of their box, which has been really helpful because sometimes when they go for snacks, they use really big plates or a lot of dishes to make those snacks and get them together. So it's kind of nice to cut down on the dishes. The other thing that I started to do with them today was have them wash out the Tupperware that we're using in their box for their lunches and breakfasts and snacks, and then to put the empty pieces back into their box so that tonight I can just go grab their boxes and it'll be all ready to make whatever we need to make. Another part of that that's awesome is that I'm not wasting food. If they're not finished, it goes back into their container and back into the fridge. And if they're hungry, I say, go check your box. So there's a lot of benefits that I hadn't even thought about that are really happening, and I'm thrilled about that. So I will check back in with you at the end of this video and let you know. I think I'm probably going to let you know on Friday how our day goes. Tomorrow we go to co-op, and that's a whole nother ball game. It's going to be interesting just seeing how the rides work out. This year is really going to be the challenging Uber driver year. Jacob should be taking his license test in the summer. so that next year none of this should be as much of an issue, and we will have a driver in the house other than the two adults. So as many moms and dads kind of fear and don't like that, I am so thrilled and excited because it means that I'm not going to be the only driver when Mike is working. So anyway, I hope that you enjoy another preparation video, and I will hope to see you back soon. He is doing it. We are very close to having the 3 youngest boys' dresser drawers finished. And on top, I'm going to put a Sterilite bin for their shoes and socks. And tomorrow, the boys and I, the little boys, will get a chance to paint them and label them. So tonight I'm gonna print out some Cricut labels, and we're gonna go to town on these dresser drawers, and we're gonna have it set up so that it's much easier to get out the door in the morning. Now, hopefully I will remember to do the sorting on Sundays. Look at you. How's it going?
Good.
Only one left. I'm so excited. Yay for Jake having the ability to do this because I do not. You're doing well, Jake. You're going to be a pro at this by the end. And you've got your earphones on so you can't hear me. Jake knows what he's doing. Yay for Jake. Didn't even need the instructions. He's got it figured out. That's a long one. You sure that's gonna work?
I don't have anything else that'll fit. All the heads are too big.
I don't know if that's gonna work. I think it's gonna be a little hard. Oh, you got it figured out. Yes, sir. I'll be right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think I may have some smaller. Aren't you supposed to screw that?
We're out of screws.
Oh, okay. Guess it's to make it work, huh? All right. You're doing a good job, bud. I'm gonna be a regular dresser maker by the end of this. Love it. I'll take it. Yay, check out. Careful, careful. Ooh. Yay, last one.
Do I have mine?
Woohoo!
Do I have mine?
These are the 3 little boys, and then we'll have yours soon.
Mine yet?
We do. We just haven't gotten it put together. I asked Jacob to do the 3 little boys because you are very good. Tuned for great things. Those are my favorite Sterilite bins there on top. And those should house some socks and shoes for each of the boys. And we are hoping this becomes the independent station for getting ready in the morning. And again, it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, weekend. So we'll be doing those labels and painting tomorrow. So here we are painting the dressers. Each of the three little boys picked a color and they were able to paint their dressers and the drawers. We were a little bit careful about making sure that it didn't go inside, and a little bit too careful because then when we were finished, I noticed, oh, there are some blank areas. But we did the best we could. We worked together and we got it done, and I'm very pleased with the results. Abby did a great job helping me kind of finish up, and we got them all done and into our mudroom area so that the kids can get dressed easily and quickly in the morning. Now, for the first half of the week, we did not have this finished, but in the second half, today is Wednesday, we finished all of the labeling and all of the painting, and they are ready to go. I'm so thrilled. I did notice while I was doing this that we are low on little boys' socks. So I'm going to make sure that we're at a point that we have enough socks for 7 days. So for an entire week for the boys to have. But thankfully, right now, the boys don't need their socks. So here are the boxes that I'm going to keep socks and shoes and diapers in, and hopefully that will eliminate the need for the diaper tower across the room, because I really want to have that space to use and kind of dedicate to laundry until we're able to make the other kitchen the laundry room. And you can see the words. There were some tricky points in that I lost the D for the Wednesday as well as the Thursday, so I had to redo both of those words, but they all turned out pretty nicely, I feel, and I think this is going to have the added bonus of the children just having the exposure to the days of the week words, so that hopefully by the end of this year they can read them. And here I am labeling the food boxes. These have worked fantastically, better than I could have hoped. They have, the kids have enjoyed waking up and getting them. Timmy can barely wait to get his lunch once his breakfast is finished. And basically what I'm doing for the little ones is some kind of pastry. I made spinach muffins, which is just basically spinach and bananas and chocolate, almost like a smoothie, but in a muffin form, and the kids love it. So those have been a part of their breakfasts, as well as a yogurt with granola and homemade jam. And they really like that. And the older boys, I've been giving some eggs with bacon, either in a burrito or just on their own. So we've been having really good breakfasts. It does take me quite a bit of time the night before, so I'm trying to find ways to not have that be the majority of what I do the night before. But right now, this week has been able to be focused on the food, because we're really doing kind of the bare minimum school wise. The kids had their co-op today. However, the only class that really met was science, high school science. So everybody else, so my middle schooler on down, did not have anything due today. And my two older boys had science homework due. So we've been doing math and phonics with the kids that have not had anything due, because our co-op does not do math, but every other part of our curriculum is covered by the co-op. So we've been doing math, and then the phonics and spelling is also a part that is not covered. We have one child that's no longer really in the phonics program. He's graduated out, but the other two middle kids have been doing their phonics, as well as my up and coming kindergartners have been having a lot of fun with the phonics. Right now, with our schedule and the way that Jacob's TCHS is, I have about 2 hours between when I drop him off to when I need to pick him up. And I've been using that for my kindergartners and then my second grader. I can usually get all of the kindergartners' work done and either math or phonics for my second grader. she really won't have homework from the rest of her classes. Or if she does, it's just a worksheet or something small to kind of get her prepared for homework. But the other two middle children, so my fourth grader and my sixth grader, will have homework in every subject. And my sixth grader this year will get to have some grades in his social studies because it's a sixth to eighth grade class. Typically, in this co op, the grades happen in high school. However, they are also upper middle school. And so the fact that he is in with seventh and eighth graders means that he is going to get a grade in that class this year. So that should be interesting. And I am planning, once they have their work, to work primarily with them when I get back from picking up my son from his welding class. So, anyway, it's going to be an interesting year, a lot of work to get things done. I am really looking forward to when my oldest can drive so that that part of it can be finished. I'm curious to know how you handle food and clothing in your home with the school mornings. If you have to get out the door in the morning, how do you handle getting the clothes ready, getting the food ready, and also as we're getting further along in our school year, how do you handle making sure that they have their homework in their backpacks? How much of that is your responsibility? How much of it is your children's? I'm very curious. Please leave a comment below to let me know. I'm starting to transition my high schoolers, my bigger kids. So I have a ninth grader and a 10th grader this year. And so I'm trying to transition them into contacting the teacher if there is a question instead of it being mom that contacts. Each of them have an email address to make that a little bit easier. We are also transitioning into them making sure that they're following a schedule with our co-op. We have a syllabus that's given that just kind of tells you what is due each week, but then it's kind of up to you to figure out how you split up your week. So we're kind of starting to put that job into their hands. And we've created a high schooler's contract that they sign and that tells them what they need to have done and when. I've learned this year especially that I can't do everything, and so I need to give some of my responsibilities back to them. And really, they are also going to be in the adult world soon and need to learn those skills. I am grateful now for the times that my parents did that with me, where they gave me responsibilities. I may have whined about it when I was a teenager or a young adult, but I really feel like it prepared me for life. I was expected to talk to adults if there was a concern, to talk to doctors. Those kinds of decisions were more and more placed in my hand as I grew older, and I feel that it was a really good way of doing things. And so I'm trying to do that with my own children, just with different things. Like Jacob had a question this summer where he did not get paid, and I said, you know what, this isn't something I need to deal with until you feel you can't handle it anymore. I feel like those types of lessons in our home are invaluable because we're there to offer our support and we're there to offer our help if they need it, but they also need the ability to step out on their own and do their own advocating because we're not always going to be around. And so I often will tell them that they are starting to step into adulthood. Mom and dad are not always going to be around, and nor should we always be around helping them do things. And so it's important for them to learn to do them by themselves. So, anyway, it's been a little bit of a week. We are 2 weeks into school now. This is our our first full week of school, second week of school. The school district that Jacob is in, the technical college in, had off for Friday and Monday, and we watched a friend's 5 kiddos while they went away for a couple of days. So we were busy with that, and it fell right at the same time that my oldest was not in school in the morning. So we have done 2 weeks. Today and yesterday, I was not as good about getting the things ready the night before. Yesterday, I had a terrible migraine. And so things just didn't happen the night before, and it was okay too. I am learning what types of food work, and we have a wonderful discount grocery store near us that has those types of food. So I tried to get a lot of those today to get back into it next week. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you have a wonderful back to school season and your kiddos are doing great as they return to school.